Yeah, like the change up from the
10
last
seconds
bans is that
remaining.
the Coddle is banned out and the Rubik is banned instead of the Shadow Demon
5
being banned
seconds
and
remaining.
the had this Naga. So instead now the Shadow Demon gets left out
Radiant
in the pool,
team
so they
ban.
take it first, and then yeah, since the Naga is untouched this time though, even though they both teams seem to highly like the hero, they go for the Windrunner sinking. So like you said, good at clearing illusions. The Wind Ranger I would say is more so picked because it's Weehaw too is on the team, so that's more of one of his
10
staple
seconds
heroes.
Yep.
remaining.
Yeah, he played it a lot when he was on Secret too, for a
5
while
Yes.
there.
seconds
Even
remaining.
when he was on Dalkin Bears before he was like he got to be like very known
Reserve
Oh yeah,
player,
time
well
he
even
played a
when he
lot of
was
Wind
yeah
Ranger
when he was in NEL too, even before that, when he was a baby, he played
when
it.
he was a
You
baby
trying to
too.
one up me? That's what I think was happening there. No,
Oh no,
I
I really wasn't. I was
before
like, what
that.
are you doing? What the hell?
I'm just kidding. No, it is something that he definitely knows how to play. I don't think the hero's seen any success so far because you mentioned Yaps were playing it, that didn't win. We saw earlier not win, right? It didn't win earlier.
Did not.
It did not. So maybe we will change the record for now. But MP don't go for the obvious grab of the Luna. They go for Mirana, which is a favorite hero by MP, certainly more so than anyone else in this qualifier. They find opportunities to pull it out, but going for any sort of Luna lineup. And it's likely that this is going to be an Envy Mirana too. They don't very often run
Yeah.
Rose on the Mirana, but they do occasionally.
I was about to say they probably want to get Envy a good lane matchup.
Yeah, so they'll probably wait. I mean, you know the lane matchup though, and it's a matchup that I'll be honest with you, like I don't see very often at all. What if it was like
DC's
Mirana
turn
versus
to
Wind
ban.
Ranger? Is that pretty heavy Ranger favored, or I'm not a big mid lane player here, Fogged. I'm not too
Probably
sure.
slight, probably slightly Windrunner favored, just because you can. I mean, power shot so early now it does a ton of damage.
That's right.
Actually, yeah,
10
it's definitely
seconds
Windrunner
remaining.
favored now
Yeah, that
because you have the better
180.
animation, higher damage, and with the
5
power shot
seconds
change,
remaining.
since the mana cost is so low, it's like 90 for 180. You can guarantee yourself last hits with that
Reserve
as well as
time.
also harass. While Mirana only has the arrow early on to guarantee CS, Starfall is pretty costly until you have your bottle and a couple levels in it. While Power Shot is not.
Yep. Mm.
I
Fog
haven't
is.
seen that matchup since. I mean, it's a brand new change, 7.02.
Yeah.
So I haven't really seen Windrunner 1v1 matchups in mid lane in
Radiant
a long
Yeah.
time
team
either.
ban.
The last time it's
So
happened,
it's
there probably
very
wasn't even
interesting.
like a talent tree at that point in the game.
Yeah.
These heroes have changed so much since then. So it'd be an intriguing matchup. We're not sure yet if it's one we'll be blessed with or not as we make our way through more of the
You know what?
bands here. We'll see. Centaur's got to go
I
real quick and what?
No,
DC's
no, no. I
turn
just
to
I kind of
pick.
wish that you could see the talents actually on the screen, like you see how there's like that extra
Yeah.
room on the unit
Yep.
frames. I feel like
Yep.
I wish you could actually see them here. That would
Yep.
be really useful than having to tab out.
Yeah, that would be useful if anyone out there was listening. And
Because I like even like
10
instinctually I tried to like
seconds
click on the
remaining.
hero, and like have it to like pop up and you see it like that or something like that, so you can at least
5
see
yeah,
those
seconds
that'd be
talents because
remaining.
cool.
they're a big deal. They make a big
Yeah.
difference in the heroes.
If anyone out there is listening, put that in there. If there was a button that also
Reserve
happened to
time.
pop out the hero pool, that'd be pretty cool. In the game, hit a button to pop out the Roche timer
Shut
remaining. That'd be
off.
great as well. We'll just add it to the list as everything.
Radiant
But
team pick.
And then wards, being able to see what
yeah,
wards are in stock and so.
it's fine. We're pretty low on the totem pole here.
But no, okay, so this is just changes it up right away though.
Boom.
They
They're going
looks like it's
support.
support Windrunner more than likely,
Ah,
and they just take out the Shadow Fiend right away. It's
that feels
I
like
mean,
that's like
10
misery, just
seconds
like grinning,
remaining.
just like I'm gonna pick this for myself. I'm gonna play Wind Ranger this game. It's gonna be
5
fun.
seconds
I
remaining.
it looks like it can work in a support in some lineups. It's got disable and like
Reserve
everything.
time.
It's so
We
funny
will
because
see.
during that era, at least the secret Weehaw Wee Ranger era, it was also a relevant support Wind Ranger time too. I remember specifically during that Nanyang tournament, the first one, the not cruise one. They would
The
have a lot
not
of
cruise one.
not the cruise one that happened that people don't speak of, but in that same tournament we saw
DC's turn
Weehaw's
to
Wind
pick.
Ranger in the mid lane, but we also saw a lot of like FY support Wind Ranger and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It was pretty nutty. So it's just a part of the meta. I think most people had come to an agreement that the one thing they don't like to see is offlane
10
Wind Ranger.
seconds remaining.
So I guess that's like that used to be a
And
big
that
thing,
used to be the thing. It's the
but
best part.
5
I know it used to
seconds
be a big
remaining.
thing. But I don't know. Maybe now they have power shot damage. Maybe in some lineups they might consider it. It's pretty likely it's
Reserve
not going to be
time.
the case here. But a fun pick nonetheless. DC maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable that they got the one win under their belt. Are happy to kind of show some new stuff here. Meanwhile, we get the Envy, what looks like the, not Envy, sorry, the Owie Jug. coming out here for MP. It's just a nice, clean, traditional,
More safe picks.
safe pick.
Magic Immunity as well versus these type of heroes, but already DC showing lots of mixed. DC and NP switching it up, like NP changing completely from their last draft. It's much more standard and more like overall evenness and stuff inside their draft. Rather than last game, it was like all magic damage. This one they have like physical and magic already, and they have building hitter. They have sustain.
Yeah.
It's already a big transition from the
Yeah.
last series, or the last game.
Maybe a touch more team fight going for DC in this one over MP, aside from Omni Slash and maybe some Starfalls or whatever. MP could maybe use a little bit more. While DC here, they get their own extra defense mechanism. A Dazzle will come out. He now obviously will play to pander with Shadow Fiends, minus armor aura, and obviously be there to help him out with Graves and
probably dual lanes too. It's a big lane that we've been seeing happen. The Dazzle Sand King dual lane. It's like one of the strongest ones because you get not only poison touch and heal potential. You have the caustic chase too, since it explodes and chase. It's just a really strong lane that we've been seeing people do very often. Since you can force the caustic to pop with the heal, with the stun. You have multiple heroes like the heroes can jump on top and everything. It's just a good combo.
If that's what they do, which I definitely love the idea of a Sand King Dazzle lane. How would you feel about Windranger as like that zoning kind of support for such offlaner? I feel like with Power Shot being as much damage as it is, that would be pretty vicious actually.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I would say it's very strong in theory.
So I'm curious to see if MP will acknowledge that and get someone to go against it. And already here's our answer. It's going to be a Clockwork. It looks like for MSS. We've already seen plenty of Clockwork today. And MP are going to be treating us to a bit more of it here and now. But a Clockwork in what could supposedly be a matchup in a lane with a Windranger +1. It's going to be a bit intriguing. I'm sure MSS has gone against Bulba plenty of times in his Clockwork, so I'm sure he knows about the whole using the shrine, blocking the lane, double cog.
Yeah.
Time.
Good versus. It's good with the Mirana, and it's like obviously to set up the hook shots and everything for the arrows.
Yep.
It's a good an initiator, which they lacked already, and it's good to isolate these three main heroes: the Windrunner, the Shadow Fiend, and the Dazzle. It's very good at just isolating them and letting your team catch up.
All right, final bands to come out here. DC with the next band, looking to get rid of what is possibly the Envy hero slash
that's
position. That's the thing. We don't know yet with
that's
this
a good
Mirana.
call. Yeah.
We don't know yet with this Mirana.
I was kind of deadlocked on that being Envy's hero, but then I should probably not think like that.
Rose has played it. I know. I want to say it was either very early in this qualifier or Star Series, and he definitely did a lot of work. So it's definitely something they can do. But they're thinking, DC are thinking it is going to be Rose. They ban out the Queen of Pain, so, or just at least making it safer, better for the Shadow Fiend. There's only so many options then left. Oh my goodness! It's a Meepo. It's a Meepo for NP. It's an NP Meepo.
Wait, who plays
Meepo on this team? Is Owie playing Meepo?
I when they picked it, I was like, "Whoa! DC picks Meepo and Shadow Fiend together. What the hell is going on?"
My brain did the same thing. I'm like, it's a Weehaw Meepo. No, it's not a Weehaw Meepo. That's NP. What the fuck?
Wait.
What the fuck?
NP Meepo, and they're playing into massive AoE as well. That's the one thing that's Sand King and Shadow Fiend are pretty good versus it.
Who has a Smurf account and has been playing Meepo in pubs and hiding
for
MP?
Someone's been fiending it.
Someone's been fiending
It's gotta be Envy, doesn't it? It has to be Envy.
No way. Envy's been streaming a lot. There's no way he does all that streaming, plus on his off time has a Smurf he hides and plays a lot of Meepo.
Holy what?
No, they were definitely giving Envy the Mirana, and this is going to be an Owie. No, it can't be.
MSS Meepo?
No,
I have what?
SVG?
I have no idea, dude.
SVG or Rose? Are they secret micro gods?
You said that we were gonna be hyped for this match, dude. I'm the most hyped I've
Did they misclick Meepo? I don't know what's happening.
Well, DC last picked Weaver, so now the lanes we kind of expected this. Sand King off lane, safe lane Weaver. They may go for some aggro, maybe. I don't know, probably not, but maybe. They could put the Sand King in a 1v1 versus Clockwork and go for some kind of pressure, but those Shadow Demon Mirana are the two supports. See them doing that roaming potential.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting to see who's playing it, dude.
I want to know who's playing Meepo. I mean,
It's Curtis. It's AUI. Alright, well, he is the micro god. It had to be him, but
So what's
Prepare
fishy?
for
Okay,
battle.
nothing. Okay, yeah, Rose on the Mirana,
I've still never
and
seen him play this hero, man.
if I'm not mistaken, he is one of those guys. He's got those
He's a
secret.
micro
He's got
guy.
those secret. Yeah, he's a micro guy. I mean, he played Visage for God's sakes. For how long? It was like considered one of the best at it. A very greedy Visage micro player. Very greedy Naga support micro player for a certain team. EG got a championship, I believe. I'm not too sure. TI, I think. But
Oh yeah.
the guy knows his micro. Have we seen him actually play Meepo though? Not very often, if at all. I mean, there was a brief period where Meepo was like in a weird like support meta, and some teams like I don't even think I remember Owie doing it then. It's
I'm just gonna sit back and get my water, get my snack, crack a beer.
yeah.
Let's go, man.
What do you think is more likely of a person like
30
Owie? That he
seconds
has
to
a side
battle.
account that he had been grinding and playing Meepo games on, or is it like I play Naga, I play these heroes, I've played Meepo sometimes when I random him. That should be fine.
I think that's a different hero. Yeah, I think you should probably have a hero like a alt account or something that use Smurf and Pub on it a lot. I know he's played it a few times, but I've never played with an Owie Meepo, and I think I've played with an Owie everything.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you go to Owie's like Dota buff, he's always like top
The battle
with everything
begins.
too. Like if you look at his heroes and like the rankings, he always seems to be in like the top 5 of almost every hero in the game. At least the last
Yeah.
time I checked.
All
Meepo
right, now
though,
we're
I
gonna
don't
stop.
think so.
All right, let's take a look away from him.
Yeah,
Just
I
look
know. It's just it's a unique thing. So you know.
They are doing like a pseudo aggro tri lane, it seems. They have the Dazzle and the Windrunner positioned in the
Okay.
bottom lane already, so Weaver 1v1 instead of the Sand King 1v1.
Okay. Okay. So try on try action here. Not going to be easy for either side. It's definitely going to be awkward if they're trying to get, Shadow Demon, Mirana arrow setups. I mean, I don't know if this is going to force out to Saksa level yet. No, he's probably going to hold that level. But they have not shown
We're
it
just
yet.
we're
They're
like,
so close to each other. Like, what's going to happen? Misery's hiding in the side trap. Saksa's way in the trees. Okay, hello. They see each other as Saksa tries to move in to go for the pull. That's when Misery crosses the street, and then Rose pops out, and everyone realizes that it's a party in the bottom lane.
oh, they got the side pull with that too. Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's
Well, they
cut-
kind of got the side pull.
The creeps are going to do a little bit of a do-si-do, if you will. And
The thing is that this straight up tri lane from DC
Dude,
is way
dude,
stronger.
Misery might be able to power shot Envy here in a second. Okay, I gotta say.
Yeah.
180,
Like-
level 1.
NP, their heroes, like if they get one of the supports out of position, they can get the arrow combo. But other than that, it's very hard for them to go on anybody when Moon is just pushing the wave in that manner. Mid lane though, looks like we do see Rose going for a setup here with the net. They gotta get Weehaw.
And then the poop, and the first blood goes to Owie's Meepo killing
Dire's
Weehaw
middle tower
on the
is
Shadow
under
Fiend. I
attack.
just want to make sure that ironic statement's put out there real fast. All right, hot start for the Meepo then. He steps off, gets the Shrine. Good early rotation for Rose. He'll casually take a farmed creep on the side and get right back to the work. Now bottom lane, Moon leads in with the Burrow. There's the poison. The power shot doesn't really seem to connect there. SVG, though, very low on life, will live.
Maybe the power shot might come out. Misery wants to go for it.
Close. Does he have like
Top
clarities?
lane.
He's popping a ton of them, but that was
Yeah.
his last one.
Top lane, this is a pretty close matchup. I'd say it's maybe even Clockwork favored. Especially if he has a sentry. He doesn't though, but it's pretty even. He's just a lot of
Yeah.
those denies. It looks different because when he kills his cogs, it counts as deny too. So
It's a win-win.
Rose,
Happy about
Invis in mid lane again. Looks like they want to go for Weehaw.
Oh! Throws a little ensnare uphill. Is not going to be able to find the connection yet, but still looking. We're hopeful. He's going to go for the arrow. The naked arrow gets it right in the back. Oh, of Weehaw. There's the poops. There's the kill. Nice. Another setup. A lot of hate on the mid lane. Of course, Weehaw just kind of left to fend for himself. I mean, not even Saksa, if he had a TP, can really rotate it and help. He doesn't have the Grave yet.
Yeah, they emphasized a lot on the bottom lane.
Yeah, even with the
And
poison.
Weehaw's getting punished pretty hard by it. Look, their wards as well. They warded both in the bottom side rather than having one above for Weehaw.
And now 23 and 3 CS already for Owies. He's really clutching it out with the One of his few rare Meepo, if any,
Yeah, he's
competition
gonna use the
showings
shrine
here.
again now too.
And he joins with MSS also. Super high in CS himself, 17 and 8. Gets to head back. Level 4, just before 4 minutes in. Rose is now by his side, and maybe an opportunity to make move on resolution. MSS did go for 2 levels into battery assault. No level on the rocket yet. I don't know if they have enough damage, even if they got the arrow. But, oh, look who's showing up now. SVG's here. And this should be certainly enough firepower. Look at the angle that Rose wants to come in from. He's going for it.
Oh,
no
he's
one,
got it.
Woo!
Rezo's like, what the hell?
Like, no one suspects that kind of arrow.
No damage.
Close one. And Envy now. Looks like it's been a bit of a hard game for Envy, though. He's the... While things are going splendidly elsewhere, poor Envy, 8 and 2 CS here.
Radiant's
Stuck at
bottom
level 3,
tower
trying to get
is
to level
under
4.
attack.
His tower is getting pushed in.
Radiant
He has no
structures
support
are
nearby.
fortified.
It's a little bit of a tough time right now. Just waiting for this lane to kind of open up so he can freely farm it. But he's looking to make a move in. Oh my god,
Oh
that
my
hurt.
goodness.
Oh god, that heal hurt a lot. But he already TP'd back, so it's all good.
Radiant's bottom tower
That was
is
close.
under
Yeah, it
attack.
was. Up
River,
and
right now,
nearby.
Misery.
Yeah, we got a disruption, a mini arrow, and then Misery will win run and TP out.
Just gets out.
All right, well for
Bottom
now,
tower.
I mean,
Radiant's bottom
gonna drop,
tower
yeah.
is under attack.
that's a tower for DC. It's the best lane going for DC, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think the top one is pretty much
Radiant's
even.
bottom
I think that's
tower
just a
is
matchup
fallen.
that it's super close. It just depends on like the player, and one mess up of like miss skill usage is what really decides it. So very even between the two of them. Envy, however, though, getting it super pressured, which is the big
Yeah,
problem here.
top lane, disruption, soul catcher. They have the dust. They pop it out. MSS, not level 6 yet, but he is able to get close enough for the very soul. Tries to go for the cog, but not going to be able to get connection and locking in resolution on this one. We'll have to backpedal out.
Rezo really wants this rune because he has a bottle. NP doesn't want him to get it, but
Cogs in one. Can he bump him away, then take it? No, he stands right
Oh,
on top
MSS
of it,
gets it.
and he does get it.
Dire's middle tower.
he's
Two
got
for two
mana for
each.
one more. With the arrow.
Disruption, arrow on to resolution. See you later. Leaping in, Rose will take the hit.
He just really wanted that rune.
The greed. Fortunately, a bit too much for DC on that one. And back to the farm grind goes MP. And with their lineup and this Meepo
Radiant's
commitment, they're
middle
going to hit a
tower is under
swell of power. Obviously, a bit earlier than this Weaver, who requires a bit of a build-up. It is going to be a lot on Owie, though, unless Envy does find himself into a position to kind of continue to freely farm up. But every time I look back at this bottom lane, Moon and Saksa continue to hang around here. I guess
Radiant's
Moon's got a good
bottom
thing
tower
going. He's
is
trying to
under
push straight
attack.
toward Blink Dagger. He's already got 1,000 gold, so he's got some good time.
They don't want to give Envy anywhere to catch back up.
Yeah.
Level 5 Jug, he doesn't really
Dire's
want to be
middle
moving like
tower is
toward the
under
off lane
attack.
or anything just yet. He wants to stay in that safe lane as long as possible, but they're not giving that possibility. Aoi almost got that Dragon Lance, as you mentioned. Level 8, almost 9 on him. How's Weehaw doing? Almost level 8 too?
Yeah, still for now going to the lane. Farm it up before he hands over to someone else. He wants to get some action on this tier 1. Now we in lane will get bullied back a little bit, but DC are content on making their approach in. Look, MSS is here. He's got hook shot. Oh no, not able to get the lock in onto Saksa. Still continues to roll forward with the battery assault, but Weehaw's here. Hits him with a raise. The arrow going to be caught behind him. Weehaw goes in for the kill and will get it onto MSS. A little bit of a sidestep there. He's trying to avoid the earth binds, turns back, gets it onto Moon. And that's a good choice because he was about to come in with a burrow strike, and my god, that would have hurt.
Very uncharacteristic for MSS to miss those type of cogs plays. Ends up walking up too and gets pays with his life from the positioning from DC. And NP doesn't really have the best ways to contest the tier 1s. They don't really have any deep push or outspam. It's pretty much only way they contest it is if they like outnumber them or if the Clockwork gets a good hook and they have people set up already. So they're going to go for it anyway, though.
Yes, they are.
MSS is up now.
Rolls in, puts the disruption onto Wee. MSS bumps him back with the cogs while locking in Misery. They put their focus onto him. He tries to win run out of this one, but he will be taken down. Now Moo moves in and then gets quickly slashed apart from Envy's Omni Slash. 2 down. MP take a good fight there. and then pull back with their winnings.
They had to bring like 4 or 5 heroes just to get them under the tower.
Dire's
Because yeah, they
bottom
don't really have
tower
the greatest
is
deep push. They have to have the meepo get involved every single time they want to try to.
Yeah, options for deep push are definitely going to be into play later. I mean, imagine when Rose gets, an Agdams, let's say, and obviously Envy with maybe some cleave or what have you comes
Yeah,
in
it's
this
just
direction. It's just right
their
now it's
draft
tough.
didn't really.
Yeah.
No.
DC have the
Dire's
potential to
middle
take tier
tower is
1s
under
with
attack.
not too much threat, and then hopefully can just build on that farm. Resolution squares up on the MSS. Oh, the creep right in the middle of him soaks up the arrow. Oh, and then just on the hairs of his bug bum, Resolution will dodge that hook. Rotations in from NP. I mean, fair amount of attendance too. And they're not going to get the Weaver down. So DZ go right back to work in the mid lane to finish off a tier 1. Saxa will take the last hit.
Oh, AUI gets spotted. Moon's on him.
Oh, double burrow connection there. Power strike 2. And the Meepo's down. Oh my god, that was like a
Power
freebie right
strike.
there. And that
Oh.
is the biggest net worth in the game. They're also going to be just kind of handing over to DC. Mid lane, Envy. Gets hit with some bugs. SVG's nearby, but there's the Sakuchi. Okay, it's starting to feel more like DC are confident and happy to
Yeah.
take it to NP.
This is pre-blink from Sanking too, which he's about to have now with that creep wave cleaning up. So that's going to give them a lot more ways to force the engagement and be the aggressors. But still, they're constantly shoving lanes in and trying to hit towers as often as possible on the side of DC.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
MSS takes that boundary route top lane and then takes his business mid lane, as there is potential for a rumble in the jungle, if you will. And there it is, lead in from MSS, but he has no more mana. Can't lock him down any further. And now they just turn around. They will hit him up. But now the Moonlight Shadow does come out from NP as they continue their chase. Unfortunate. He came in. I don't know, could they have hit that shrine? Maybe they didn't want to use the shrine when he rotated. He TP'd from top to that shrine, but unfortunately, DC will walk away. They use their own shrine and could make their own new approach.
The same concern as before. NP, at least for NP, is Envy. You know, they're really all in on this meepo currently until Envy catches back up.
Yeah. And DC are going to probably continue taking fights to NP so that they are not relaxed to get into a groove of farm. While Envy right now feels okay being in the bottom lane farming, his team's about to find him in a lot of trouble here. TPs are starting to come as Envy will deal to come into their shrine, looking for connection of the Omni slash right onto Moon, but the Shallow Grave comes out from Saxa, and Moon is just waiting for an opportunity to burrow to the high ground and make it away to safety, and he's good now. Turning it around, they hit him with a poison touch. Saxa, able to sidestep that arrow.
Wow, Moon actually survived.
Yes,
Oh, Misery gets hooked up now though, and he's gonna be the target of MSS.
Oh, yes, good connection there. Tries to wind run away, but the Battery Assault will continue to do its job. There were some rotations to the bottom lane for DC, so they got split up a bit, and MP were able to capitalize in that moment.
DC's just trying to make fights happen, just trying to make stuff happen with 4 heroes as often as possible, letting Weeha just farm. He now has his full Dragon Lance finished up.
Soul Catcher,
NP.
Disruption Arrow is unfortunately just coming in a bit too late. It will not find resolution. And now he's happy to move in.
Dire's top tower
And he's
is
doing a
under
lot of
Three shots,
work,
SVG,
and nice
wow.
burrow from Moon. Finishes off what Resolution had started there on the little support. Now looking to go for Rose. Sakuchi should get the finish and will. One by one they crumble down. MSS going to be forced to drop down the cogs. Resolution walks around him. Gets hit with the bind, and that's all DC want. They get a couple of supports, and they forcing Owie to come out from his farm and try to participate too.
I mean, Envy's trying to find places to farm, but the lanes are all pushed out. So he's like trying to fight in these situations. He's like, guys, I don't have anywhere to farm, and he's like running across the map to try to help his team, but he's getting further and further behind from this. And there's actually just nowhere for him to really pick up any farm. Like the meatball keeps pushing the lanes out, and then the waves get pushed into his tower, and then he farms like one wave, and then the jungle camp, and then gets pressured again. So he's just really under the gun in this game, not able to really do much.
Moonlight Shadow comes out from MP right now, but they are not able to find that easy target as they go up and around the Roche pit. MP shows himself in the lane, throws out his Blade Fury. DC might look to make their move. They know he does not have an Omni Slash yet. They get him with a Shackle Shot. SVG is going to be forced to dish out the Disruption to save him here.
Top lane, AUI might be in some trouble here.
All right, Requiem gonna be flying out as Owie could get blasted. One more raise, another right click, gets it in. Owie goes down, taken out from that top of net worth position. It's Weehaw taking over. And if you're a team rallying behind a Meepo, and you just saw your Meepo fall from top net worth, you're gonna be getting a bit nervous. 13 minutes in, 14 minutes into the game, this is when Meepo's getting ready to swell up to what should be his best moments.
Not only, yeah, swap to be his best moments, and usually you'd want to like take some tier 1s here, you know,
Yeah.
if you're especially like, playing with when you want to be winning right now. Oh, Winner gets hooked by MSS here. Misery should just go down here.
Yep. Nice arrow too, but
you want to ideally be able to pressure since you're at like the strongest possible with your Meepo this early, but when you're playing versus a Sanking, who they put so much emphasis on getting an early blink, Thanking Blink Dagger is probably one of the best telltale things to defend those tier 1s. So they can't pressure at all. On top of that, DC is also the ones being the one dictating the pace of the game and forcing all of the moves. So this Meepo, even if they did try to group up and go for those towers, DC would be able to respond. And Envy, farming in a
this is Envy.
Interesting place. Just trying to find anywhere he can get farm.
Cutting the wave, being
That's a
just
perfect,
just being as Envy as possible here.
perfect example of there's nowhere to farm. He's cutting the wave behind a tier 2.
He got the farm, I guess. Credit to him on that one, and made it out with his life somehow. And we'll have to just pick up the pieces somewhere else. Top lane.
Blade Mail finished. Looks like he wants to make a play happen, but DC are ready and willing for this one if they do go. Saksa walks right into him.
Okay, battery assault. While Misery chains down Rose. MSS tries to have enough firepower. The arrow actually connects, turns back with a rocket, will be able to get the finish, but it will cost MSS his life, and that life will be fed over to the mighty Weehaw. So
that was the mega kill. MSS actually hadn't died.
Oh,
so he
no.
was 5 and well, he hadn't died on his kill streak, so that gives a kill streak to Weehaw.
Yeah, that makes the trade not great at all. And look at this resolution.
They're
It's spotted
chasing
out.
right now.
Oh, nice little Earthbind stops Moon from being able to make chase with the rest of that epicenter. Arrow not going to find its mark on Moon this day, and he tries to burrow back out. Meanwhile, Resolution was chasing down Envy, it would appear, and Envy died. Condolences to him.
Yeah, that net Root's not allowing Sanking to do anything. You know, you can't stun. You can literally do nothing when you get rooted as a Sanking. So he wasn't able to get the stun out of that, even though the epi was coming through. But they do get Envy in the meantime, so that's, you know, perfectly fine for them. They force reaction too, and it's NP just on the back foot of all of this.
And yet you look at the score and it's only 8-8. Doesn't feel like it. And then you look at the net worth, it becomes a bit more telling. 4K net worth. You look at the XP, it's also about the same. Gives you a better idea. And you're looking at that and you're seeing DC that far in advance, and there's a Meepo on the team of NP. God of all XP and net worth, but here
It's
they're
a
looking to
Meepo,
kinda,
and mid lane, MSS and SVG getting gone on. They are weaved up. They do have the Moonlight Shadow. There are some sentries, but it's too close to the tier 2. Yeah, they don't really have the greatest form of lockdown either for this Weaver. Looking into later skeps, skepticism.
yeah.
He can just kind of do bug things and weave in and out of the fights. There's not crazy amounts of disable.
Okay, initial
Weehaw
jump here
bottom
for
lane.
Wee. Yeah, he has that Force Staff, or Hurricane Pike rather. Dishes out the Requiem, but not going to be offering a whole lot. This time maybe overplaying his hand a bit. Nearby though, MSS gets a secondary snipe as they're going to be able to take out Moon. MP's brightest moments here in a while. We'll reward them. That's the
Weehaw
big
playing
network takedown.
Bit aggressive, over-aggressive in the bottom lane, and at the same time, though, MSS actually makes good space on the side, grabbing the Sanking, so they're not able to follow up and help Weehaw. They end up going for action on MSS, and ends up being a very good trade for NP. They don't even lose the Clockwork, and they net themselves 2 kills.
Yeah, this will cut the advantage pretty much in half for DC. And MP can go back to their grind of farm. They would love to be given this opportunity because now you're seeing stuff like Owie creeping into the Roche pit, trying to knock it out solo. Rose is going to try to flash farm his way forward to get a hold of the Ags. And obviously this means that Envy has somewhere to farm bottom lane. So he is recovering still. It's a tough start. Phase boots, and now he has to join the rest of the team here because Moon goes into the pit to try to stop him, finds himself in a world of hurt, and will be taken down.
I just got chain rooted and I can't stun or sandstorm or anything. You're just stuck.
And MP go right back in to pick up where they left off. And I think DC are not going to be able to do anything about it. Power shots come out. MSS will block him from entering here, but this is NP's Roche, and that's Owie's Aegis now. top lane. Resolution.
All right. That was quite a swing, quite a turnaround.
That's pretty damn nice, I gotta say here.
3 big kills going their way. Roche as well.
And now he's back on top in terms of net worth.
Yeah, and for the first time as well, Envy actually has gold. He's got a Yasha.
All right then. That's a sword.
So now he's ahead of the Sanking for the first time in the game. So Moon, even though he had an incredible everything basically until the last like 2 minutes.
I know.
Those last few minutes just really hurting DC.
He's like, can't seem to just get the finish on this 4-staff now. Going down twice straight. Have to go back to it once again here. And DC might just be in a position where they're going to be forced to just pump the brakes for a little while.
They don't want to fight Aegis.
Yeah, he can't fight Aegis, but you know, Meepo's
Aegis
already got he's got his 2 Dragon Lances now, and it looks like he's going to go for a Sheep Stick here. I mean, we've been seeing a little bit of everything. The people who go into multiple E-Blades next. Obviously, Agnums has been not nearly as spectacular of an option ever since the changes, so.
Yeah, I think this game the Hex is more than needed. Like we mentioned, you know, the Weaver, there's not a lot of lockdown for him.
Yeah.
The Hex gives you everything. It also helps you stop the defensive like dazzle positioning and spells. Here we go. Awie's going in.
Insta jump in, insta poof onto Zoxa here, but he is going to be able to make it away with a grave. Jumping from MSS to look to follow it up. They will be able to get the dazzle takedown. Weehaw shows up to play along with Misery. They pop out the dust as the Moonlight Shadow is going to be committed. Re-engagement from Maui, poofing on forward. Earthbind's there. Misery gets forced, but the Blade Fury's there to pick it all up. And MP take another 2 down. It's back-to-back
Very
fights.
aggressive jump from Maui.
Favoring them.
Heads-up play.
Confident as ever moving in, knowing he has that extra life to work with. He'll follow it up and take down a Tier 1-2. Some frantic drawings come out from Misery here, and gotta be a little concerned for DC at this point. Little resolution during the meanwhile, you know, he's farming up. He's like trying to be the insurance policy for DC. Is the Lincolns, you think, the appropriate build-up next? Is it necessary to have to go for that defensive tool? I mean, going against a Meepo kind of a game, or do you favor getting damage instead?
On the Weaver?
Yeah.
He already picked up the Maelstrom now, so.
Oh, there it is. He got it so quick. I didn't even see it in his buy at all. All right.
Yeah.
Now he has
I
a
think he
reason
was
to be able to
deciding
go
what he wanted to get.
Moon, bottom lane,
Rose.
jumps in, epicenter looking to go for Envy. Misery tries to power shot, and I don't know, didn't have a good appropriate angle to lead in early with the shackle shot, I suppose. Or he already used it, looked like. I guess he didn't find the latch. Whatever the case may be, Envy will be able to make it out from that trouble, and this epicenter is now on cooldown, so MP are moving down this top lane.
Time to go.
Time to go. Soxa's there waiting, but the rest of DC are still flash farming across the map before it's absolutely necessary for them to be at attendance. Because you know Weehaw wants to get this Blink Dagger, or BKB rather, as fast as possible. Looks like they spotted Soxa. Nice arrow connection with the Earthbinds. He has nowhere to go. This Dazzle is done for.
Eben has been landing a lot of his arrows too this game.
Yes, he has.
A couple of them were under nets and all that, but he's also fairly farmed.
Bottom lane. Looks like they managed to get the lockdown for Envy. They blast them apart with the Requiem. And then MSS shows up with his Blade Mail, locks them both in, and they take them both out too. Moon and Weehaw together, caught within a trap. Beautiful setup from MSS. Will get redemption for Fallen Envy. Still making it a favorable trade for MP. Resolution, though, flirts around and boom, blast down Rhodes. Him in Misery now. Oh, that does not latch somehow. And now comes out the ulti, and SVG will get dropped. Okay then, Resolution though, lots of damage on the back end of this one. Eats a rocket, and we'll be able to run out. It's a very long-winded fight, but back into that one, you see Resolution picking up a few kills. They took down Envy. Now he's still chasing here.
Misery
Gets the
is
Hex.
looking pretty dead.
Yeah, they got him. There's the Earthbind. Turns back with a shackle shot, but obviously there's plenty more CC to come. And now mega kill for Aoi. Pushing even further ahead above everyone on this net worth.
Big swing. It was like the 17 or 18 minute mark. We can see the exactly where the game just completely turned around. All little green blobs coming up for MP. Top lane.
A jump
Saksa.
again from Aoi, this time for Saksa. He goes for the TP out, and he makes it.
Nice shallow grave TP. Once he gets hit by the first root, it does not. The following roots do not cancel TPs or channeling.
I mean, so without question, the body language has changed here. It is now MP who are super confident. They are taking fights and pushing it to DC. How do DC deal with this? Do you just wait in the water and try to push it towards a later part of this game when somehow, some way, maybe the Meepo fizzles out and your Weaver becomes the real one true core?
I think the last couple minutes are just because of the Aegis. I think they can take fights. I think they just didn't want to versus the Aegis Meepo. So I think now they're gonna go back to their team fighting and trying to make stuff happen again rather than playing on the passive end.
Seems to be the case. They've already smoked up and begin to make their move towards mid lane. DC with the Aegis not there. They hope for a better fight. Aoi's been spotted farming the ancient camp. Resolution hits him up with the bugs. They hex him though. Gets forced out, runs away from safety. Arrow going to be dodged, but the jumping from MSS is going to be onto Weehaw. Doesn't look to lock him in yet. The Moonlight Shadow is going to be out, and DC look to turn and run. There goes the Cogs, but the Requiem flies out from Wee. Now Disruption going to be there trying to save MSS. He's trying to make it back in a way, but one more shot should do it. They'll get the finish. Moon hits up with a burrow onto Aoi, who's moving forward for Sox, and now they turn it back and around. They need one more shot for the Aoi Meepo. He's too far away. Weehaw moves in to get it. They get it. Meepo's out. 80 seconds. No buyback. Misery gets the lock onto Rose. Hits him with the power shot. Moon is waiting with the burrow. Gets it there. Oh, barely lives. The auto starfall nearly taking him out. Soxon will save him with the grave. Envy, the lone survivor here in the mid lane, and it's a Resolution.
His TP's cooldown.
On Chase. He goes for the spin, but it's a spin to lose. Misery with a double kill. A 5-man wipe coming out from DC.
Didn't I just say, like, look at the green dots and then the massive swing around? But no, it was nice smoke wraparound coming around from DC. They got the Meepo, like, they saw him at first, and they got the Hex to be used. The Hex was completely kind of wasted on the Weaver, and they were kind of able to reset the fight into an advantageous position for themselves. And then with Moon coming in from the backline with the stun on top of the Meepo, as well as the Weave building in. The Weave was actually probably one of the biggest things in that fight. And they were able to just turn around with that heavy armor built up, as well as minus armor placed out. Envy's Omni Slash was completely negligible, and then with the minus armor on the Meepos, they were able to just turn around and clean him up.
Oh no, Rose has been spotted by Resolution here. Does Resolution want to chase this? No, makes the right call. There's a shrine up there, and there's people TPing in. He steps out, and DC take the net worth advantage right back their way from what they once had. So now popping a shrine, popping a smoke. It was just so funny how you kind of told it out. It's like, yeah, you know, obviously DC are not going to be looking to take too many fights or try to avoid trouble while they have the Aegis. But now that the Aegis has expired, they're probably going to look to take a team fight. Sure enough, they do.
Envy.
And they take a team wipe, and now they might get a pick onto Envy. Casually. Oh, Blade Fury, TP, but oh! So much damage! Oh my god, he makes it to the shrine. How did that first hit him so freaking hard? It's the DD rune.
DD rune, I don't think he was solar crested though. The solar crest, I think he would have died if they got it right away. It's minus 12 now. It's actually quite a lot.
Oh my god, that was a hard shot.
Yeah.
It should have just canceled the TV with how hard the shot was, but luckily Envy makes it out.
You know what it is too? It's because he just hit level 20 after the last engagement as well, so he got the +2 damage per soul as well. So it looks like his damage was just that much harder than before.
Oh Jesus, you're right.
Because he picked up Eagle Song plus the double soul damage plus a DD. So I was wondering as well, like even with a DD, it looked like he did a big chunk of damage.
Envy does survive. They make it away, and MP overall get a good push going in this top lane, forcing, of course, DC to respond to it. And DC have been moving as a full 5-man here. You're not seeing them split push middle or bottom now.
I like their wards that they placed after they got that big win in the fight.
So many aggro
they got
wards
3
here.
Massive aggro wards that just watch all the movement. NP smoked up in the dire jungle.
Look at this. Look at this. Can they get to the high ground and make a unique approach onto DC here and take the game right back? That's what they're hoping to do.
See, Weeha's about to buy up his butterfly and bring it on the courier too, so that's a big power peak. Moon, gonna get arrowed.
Okay, they get with the Earthbind, a force within the trees. Soxa trying to stay safe on the back end. They are going to get the finish on for Moon, but they want the Dazzle too. Meanwhile, MSS setting up yet more kills potentially up and ahead. He's trying to square up with Weeha here, and then SPG follows it up with a disruption. Resolution Dives and ducks out within the trees. NP will take their
It was,
favorable lead in.
yeah. Nice smoke play by MP, the advanced take, but this ward right here on that near that shrine, it catches vision of Moon right here, and he gets arrowed for 5 seconds, and then the Hex follows out on the Dazzle right afterwards. So the fight's just lost before DC can even get an engagement to happen.
That allows NP to move in and get the Rosh and get the Aegis. And if it's anything like the previous Aegis, I mean, they're thinking that they're going to have more time to work with here. But do you think that's going to be the case? Should DC, once again, avoid fights, just farm up? Or do you think things are going to be different this go-around? We've seen some new item pickups. You know, the butterflies mentioned from Weehaw. That case was a fight where they were totally just kind of caught off guard.
I think this time it's definitely different. The
Okay.
tier 2 is drop top. Like, they have good map control with the wards they placed out too, so they can go for those type of positions where the Meepo is like super far out. It's just about reading the map for DC this time and playing according. They can definitely take fights though into this Aegis.
Looks like they're going to quickly take care of some of these wards here. Saksa gets the ward down. You get some shout out to some supports here. That's some good old D-wardage. Avoids the arrow that was coming in from Rose, as DC are maintaining control inside their farming grounds.
I like what Rezlo's doing a lot too. This is, I think, the second time I've seen him do it. Since he's like so far ahead of Envy, he keeps going to where Envy's farming, and he forces Envy out of the lane over and over again. So that's also not helping Envy acquire the golds.
Yeah, where does Envy stand right now? He's still pretty low, man. He falls behind Rose
Yeah.
in terms of net worth. As that Manta style, but is in dreams of moving forward and into a Maelstrom. At this point, feels a bit underwhelming in these fights, and obviously will put more pressure onto Aoi to be able to step it up and be the one to kind of deal all the deeps. Because Aoi's stacked as hell. I mean, he's getting close to critical mass point. He's got a Scotty, obviously can replace the Aegis slot. The future with a Scotty, or not Scotty, but wait, is that another Scotty? I don't know what he's trying to build up.
It should be another Scotty, yeah.
Okay.
You just go for stats.
Misery gets a good shackle shot on for Rose. Moonmanor commits in even with the epi, just to make sure that one's done for.
They're pinging out that bottom tier 2 from DC. I'm not sure if they have the potential to go there though. It doesn't look like they do. Misery and Moon are picking up TPs now, but Moon's is on cooldown. That tower should drop.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, I thought it was 5 4 staffs, but no, it's 4 4 staffs on the side of DC versus this Clockwork.
Four Staff Gaming
Dire's
is
bottom tower has fallen.
very great thing.
versus
It's a
them.
great thing. Some
Yeah,
Envy's
it's
familiar with
Dire's
as
bottom
well.
tower is
Incredibly
under
good versus Clockwork in all scenarios. Great versus Meepo. Great versus Arrows as well.
All right, Envy get their burst down their bottom lane.
Radiant's courier
Force
has been
DC
killed.
back with on inside the base, and this little
Rezo.
bugger, Resolution over here,
Gets the courier on its way back.
gets the courier. Bugging on Envy, bugging on the courier, and now going back into his own farm. Evolving into quite his own, being a real problem here for NP.
Out of my way!
So we're going to see just another dodging period where MP are trying to make the most out of their Aegis timing while they have it. They take a tier 2, so they feel like it's good for them. Obviously, this doesn't mean they're going to be able to take shrines after, but DC are just counting the moments here.
This is where Meepo is his absolute strongest too. He's got his 25. You know, we've said like the 25 to like 35-minute period is when Meepo is ridiculously powerful. So they only really want to take a fight if the Meepo is like isolated. No point. You may as well just wait. You know, you can take it later on. You scale pretty hard. Juggernaut's very underfarmed compared to your cores.
Yeah, but you got only moments left on this Aegis. NP
That's when you take the fight. When
they
the
got to
Aegis
do
set is gone.
they got to do something. NP are like, okay, we got so much time left. Let's do something here. Blinking and leaping and everything possible to get the jump on something here. They move in and they get the grab. It's going to be Saksa going down first, and they're looking to follow it up with more. Envy chasing in, locked onto Weehaw. He is running in. Nice hook connection there for MSS. Will bump back Wee. He's going to be forced to pop the BKB, but he's desperate to make it out. There's the Force. There's the Requiem. Good damage on for MSS. Can he turn and at least get the finish there? Yes. Death Requiem also going to be dished out. It's a kill apiece there. A 2-for-1 trade overall. Resolution is just splitting the pressure, though. Has already forced back at least one rotation. And that seems to be the end of it. Just MP taking a fight. They'll get the Weehaw takedown. Go back to the lane to push, but this Aegis is going to be expiring right now.
Go time when Shadow Fiend's up.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
we'll have to see if DC are going to be as impactful as they were the last time the Aegis expired. If MP feel more confident if they're going to be able to have the fight to bring back to them or not.
Dire's middle
There goes the
tower
tier
has
2.
fallen.
Down now, and now he goes right back to work into his own farm. DC going to be back now. Need 30 more seconds for Weehaw, and then it's potentially go time here.
Every coin helps.
Anyone else getting toward any huge items? Let's see. Rezo is gonna have Mjolnir. Moon almost Ags. Saksa Dominator. About it on DC. Weehaw's close to a Satanic too, I guess. Ports on the side of NP. Scaling. 4 staff now for SVG as his own like single item, and then I wouldn't even call Rose support really anymore.
Yeah, he's got more farm than Envy at this point. But,
Yeah.
you know, getting the most out of the Agnums and its crazy farm capability. He's got a Arcane Orb for now. I don't know if he's trying to go for like the early makings of Octarine. I'm sure that was split off from his Arcane Boots. But
Yeah, turned into bots.
I don't know if he'll
Maybe
like,
he'll just leave it casual. Maybe
Yeah.
go for the Lotus Orb to reflect the Sanking Stuns
That's
or the
true.
Shackles. Maybe
that would be nice.
in the eyes of the beholder. So whatever he opts to go for.
Yeah. Or there's always the classic spellcasting Mirana and just get the E-Blade.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. He's saving up a pretty penny for now. MP, you could just see how things have shifted. The Aegis has expired, and now they're the ones waiting inside. And they are going to be moving as a tight-knit unit here. DC on the other front. Misery's making the call for his smoke. Doesn't seem like it's going to be caught under any vision.
Yeah, he picks up a gem before that too, so they clear out any type of map control from NP, and then now they're going for their aggressive plays. The other 2 lanes are in a good positioning for them, so this is their time to try to make a play happen around Rezo in the top lane. Go for that last tier 2.
All right. DC are in. They're dropping the ward. MP are still on the other side of the map for now. They'll probably leave some DC people to scout out the shrine nearby. I mean, you might want to have someone on that just to watch, because as the approach comes to this tier 2, MP could consider
Radiant's top
TPing to
tower
that
is
area.
under attack.
No TP on the
Radiant's
Meepo
structures
nor
are
on the Shadow
fortified.
Demon, so this tier 2 should drop fairly quickly. Let's see if they're going to fight with the Moonlight Shadow. There is a gem on DC, so let's see how this fight goes down. Arrow coming out.
Radiant's top tower
Oh,
has
not
fallen.
going to find anything there, but there's that Moonlight Shadow, and they're
They
running
see
on
them all.
up. Is he going to go for the ambitious hook play? Doesn't look like it. They'll see everything's there. Owie, meantime, was pushing out mid lane. It's going to start creeping into the high ground.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
DC will probably see this and decide
This
whether or
could-
not they want to pull back. They're waiting to see if
This-
MP were going to chase it, looks like, but
Could be a decent window for a DC here, just because they do have that gem advantage, so they can clear out that vision and go for
Ooh.
plays. But their lanes are pushing in now. They're 2 side lanes.
DC see this. They have the ward right by that bounty spot, and they pop right for MSS. It's going to get shackled up. Arrow will fly, not find its target. Owie wants to continue to commit. Blinks in, doesn't find much of a poof target as the force
He's
is
very
there.
alone.
And now he's in a lot of trouble. They move in, and that's the end of Owie. He's going to be out, no buyback. Nearly 100 seconds, too. And DC are just happy to move in and just gobble up anyone who's spotted out. It looks like Rose was trying to split push towards the bottom lane. Moon is there to respond to it. But it's no surprise to see that they are going to get the catch on the SVG and finish him off.
Rose getting chased out still here by Moon. Rezo now going to join the fray. Gets his blink canceled up by the Swarm and
Yep.
cleaned up as well. So 4 for none coming out from DC.
Yeah, that's, the ward by the bounty just spotted MSS coming in from the south of where DC were, already together and in position. And then at that point, maybe it would have been the wiser call from MP just to let MSS go, but they felt confident. They jumped in for a fight, but they were going into DC territory.
Yeah, losing their clear initiator was definitely hard for them to fight after he goes down. A little bit of a misplay, I think, by AUI there.
Well,
Definitely gonna hurt them quite a lot when it's a DD Shadow Fiend beating on your
yes,
team.
so MSS tries to do something about it. Bumps him back with the cogs. Now hook shots in. Disruption is there. Weehaw quickly takes care of the illusions and goes back to work on this tier 3. That's going to be taken care of. Now look at the racks go down. DC hitting them hard. They're looking to 2-0 NP in this series and secure a semifinal spot. They'll take what they want from the mid lane and quickly walk
Get those
away.
shrines. Get to those shrines.
Get those freaking shrines. They do.
I like that. I like that change. That's actually interesting compared to, like, very different than the tier 2 thing. Because the tier 2 thing, it felt like you were kind of forced. You were like, all right, shrine time.
Yeah.
Now
I
it's
want to
like,
see those
you know.
potential plays where they take the tier 3 and then they want to run back like that, but the whole team tries to TP into the shrine and meet them there and then get the jump. Here, though.
NP smoked up. They have to watch out for the SD disrupted illusions still, as long as they clear them out quickly, because those can still be quite a driving factor if he gets the SF illusions.
Looks like MP tried to smoke back here, but DC not taking the bait, not crossing the river. Now Roche is up. Both teams want it. But it does look like DC are going to be able to burst down these lanes. Aui's at bottom.
Level
Trying to push it
25
out from there.
being picked up now from some of the guys on DC. Would be the Weaver almost there. Shadow Fiend picks it up, so he's got that plus 150 range. Weaver gonna have that super speediness that we love to see so much.
I'll take your tribute.
And then MP, man, they're still waiting mid lane on the high ground in hopes that DC will fumble on through towards there or towards the Roche.
All right,
But
Roche is up again. This time it's with the cheese too.
yeah, DC doing it or looking to do it on their terms. And V just walks right in and over.
I don't think DC wants them to get this one. I think that they can. I just don't think that it's like, you know, they can just go for fights there now. The last two times that NP've gotten Aegis, they haven't been able to take fights afterwards, so probably don't want to just have the game get stalled out like that anymore. Push the lanes in and then go for that.
Every
Maybe
lane.
this is where
DC want to push these lanes forward, but you know, Aui's in the side lanes, continuing to kind of force DC to acknowledge them.
I was gonna say this might be where we see. Oh, Envy.
Uh-oh.
Careful.
And going for the Omni. MS is there for follow-up and helps locking down Wee to get the finish. Now it's going to be a bit of pressure on MSS. He steps back. Moonlight Shadow does come out. Rooted down. Saksa goes for the TP, makes it out. He's going to be safe. MP frantic. They race in, know that this is their chance to go in for the Roche and go right away.
Very aggressive positioning by Weehaw. Nowhere near actually anyone else on his team. He was very isolated. He gets locked down before he's able to get the BKB off. But so he gets hexed, he gets hooked, and he has Soul Catcher on top of him. So the Omni Slash just rips him to pieces in no time.
Now he drops a Dragon Lance to throw the Aegis in his pocket. And MP get their extra life here. We could be going into yet another third phase of DC trying to dodge a lot of the fights here of MP. It's unfortunate. It's just crazy how fickle a game Dota can be, where it's like one overzealous or one out of position move like that, and suddenly MP are just kind of back in control a bit. That one play cut their 10K, almost 10K net worth advantage into just a 5K.
Yeah, it gives so much room on the map. They just have so much freedom now to just run around when they have the Aegis. Misery frantically started pinging Weehaw too, so I feel like it was a bit of a miscommunication coming up for them, because he was. They could have just sat near the Roche pit and then like wait for the side lanes to force out.
Maybe just hungry as he saw an opportunity to get the jump on the Envy and force Envy to be, you know, doing an Envy play. But
It was close.
in this case, it was Envy with a big turnaround, and now they are rushing forward and using the most of the time of the Aegis while they have it, and pressuring DC and keeping him inside and farming across the map. But I mean, I don't know how much more time, like someone like Aui's not going to really need a whole lot of farm. He's pretty much farmed out, just needs to get boots of travel.
Just buying time for Envy to get some farm, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, MVS could be the next one to step up, but he even has a journey ahead of him to catch up to, you know, where Rezo is.
Rezo still has, he's going to get the Bloodlord, and he has another slot still. So still has massive scaling potential.
And it's a bit of a cycle here, because as this happens, Resolution does his own split push here, and tries to force MP back. Resolution, though, dishes out the Bug Swarm, sees a chase target onto Owie, pokes him, runs away. All right. Don't push down these lanes. And MP pull away from this bottom lane here, so it's going to be a bit of a slow play here, it feels like, for a little bit. As DC
Gotta
just take
wait
a
for
hard
that
hit and have to
Aegis.
recover. Yeah, they got to wait for the Aegis to stall out. MP, I just don't foresee too many opportunities unless we see a misplay from DC that they could just move as a team and take a team fight into the base of DC. So DC just needs
Top
to
lane.
dodge
Maybe this
those
is where they
fights.
try to burn the Aegis here.
Oh, look at that. They're going to go for it. Rift, Blood Shard, is it going to be enough? They got it. Are they going to run? They're going to try to run. They're happy with that. They are happy with that.
Like, we can do stuff now. The Aegis is
Like,
gone.
woo, we're not handcuffed into our base anymore. The scary Aegis man has been defeated. And now it's just a non-immortal amiibo. And now the line is drawn out by Misery. He says, no more funny business, especially you, Weehaw. Get in here, let's smoke up, follow my line,
Get this lane out.
get this lane out, get this win, and get this over with. We have lunch reservations at that sushi place. I hear DC likes sushi.
Good old 9:30 p.m. lunch.
Oh, is that what time it is there? Yeah, that's right.
They're American.
Are they? That's not what people say. Here comes DC now through the jungle of MP, feeling confident as ever, knowing that the Aegis is not being held over the head of MP, and that with one good fight, they could be the sharks in the water here. Looks like a swift takedown of the final shrine. And MP will just continue to try to push out all the other lanes and avoid the trouble of DC. It's weird. It's every time MP has an Aegis, they're the team in favor while DC ducks out, and then it's like vice versa when they don't have an Aegis.
Misery wants to pick a fight top. Line is drawn. He feels very strong right now. NP has a gem. All the wards are getting cleared out. Both teams just constantly knocking out each other's wards here in this one. Sitting on quite a lot of gold. Misery has 4,000. Saksa has 25. Moon has 16. Weehaw has 4K.
That's a nice thing about the Wind Ranger 4 position. Like a lot of other 4 positions, like Wraith King is one thing that comes to mind. Like they could scale well until the late game if they happen to get some good farm.
Yeah.
Just hit hard. Good right click too. Let's say he's able to finish out this Lincoln's. We'll just have to see how much work Misery can do. Draws out the new line. Looks like DC are going to make their move towards the bottom. MV's mid lane right now. A little far from his team. I don't know if DC know that or not. They're not too sure. They'll let MV go towards the
Mud
bottom
Golem's
lane.
on the chase though.
What is this?
Bottom tower is under attack.
Rotations back as Rose continues to split push. Look who's inside. Uh-oh, almost caught out. MSS doesn't catch the hook. Nearby, there's going to be a Burrow trying to get the jump and the finish on the SVG. That is going to be the Shadow Demon taken out of this, and the gem dropped. Meanwhile, below, Moon looking to set up onto Rose. He gets the Moonlight Shadow off, but he gets quickly dealt with thereafter. Now it is quickly going to be MP trying to get the hell out from trouble. And they begin their TPs out. They're gone. But DC, take out 2. Shadow Demon should be back in time. There is a buyback on Rose, which will possibly be forced out here because DC are looking to come in to finish this one. With already the 1 game advantage. This could close the series out. MP.
Radiant's bottom tower
We'll see if they
is
try to
under
hold.
attack.
DC quickly jump to the bottom lane to make their move in for the tier 3. A fortification is going to be forced. Weehaw walks into an Earthbind. The follow-up is going to be there, a hook shot from MSS. And then the Satanic is going to get popped from Wee. Dishes out some right clicks, restores his health.
They're just throwing Lincolns after Lincolns on him. However, now they don't have a wave, so they have to back up.
And Owie straight to the top lane here with Boots of Travel. But DC are not looking to fend all the way back. They're just going to run right back through the mid lane.
Someone needs to take care of the top lane. Yeah, Moon's on the way
Every
already.
coin helps.
Yep.
Bottom lane should naturally push out. Top lane is going to be the issue. So that's going to be the lane that they want to go for to hit. Courier's on a mission for Envy. Trying to pick up his MKB.
And it's off.
Should be safe here soon. And Envy will suddenly begin to have some right click to offer. And he still even has the money. Oh, he has to pick it up first. Okay. No, he's not going to go all the way in for it. I mean, buyback is going to be very precious for this one. And I don't think he can afford to go for the Demon Edge at this moment in time. They're going to pull it all the way off. Not allow the Courier to go in that deep. Plus DC are all flooded within this area.
At one point they have to be set up though, because they know what's going to happen in this game. The Meatball's just constantly going to boots to travel to the opposite lane that they're in, push it out, boots to travel back in, and boots travel poof, back and forth. So eventually they're going to have to force something, or force the lanes in so far while the Roche is up that they go for a Roche play with like 2 or 3 heroes.
Envy is just going in, gets the finish of the tier 3 in the bottom lane, and looks to TP out. All right, nice move, Envy. Owie, though, in the lane.
AUI, though.
Yeah, he is not so fortunate. He gets shackled down and killed off. Weehaw takes that one almost effortless between him and Misery. Owie's now out of this game, 90 seconds. Well, he might have to buy back. A takedown of Saksa also does have a buyback here. But just, one by one here is Resolution just continues to right-click. Envy gets out the healing ward, but Resolution goes back for the racks instead. We'll get the finish on that one. Now big Omni Slash comes out. Time lapse though. Shrugs it off, no problem. Moon steps in, gets off a decent burrow strike, but could find himself in a lot of trouble. There's a 4-staff, a second one with a Grave. And he's going to be back and in the safety zone. While on the other side, MSS locks down and finishes off the Dazzle. Saksa going to be out of this one. Jump for Envy. And now it's going to be Weehaw within the trees. They show themselves.
That's the AUI buyback if they get him.
Big move. Owie inside, hit with a Ghost Scepter. He's going to be fine. But the rest of the team is not. As they begin to fall one by one, DC roll in through the base. Resolution going for the bottom tier 3. MSS forced to dish out the Ghost Scepter, Blade Mail, and hide away from trouble. But DC just keep their eyes on in, going for the racks they know. And this one is close to over. And that is 2 racks suddenly gone, and Resolution is not done yet. He's looking to go all the way for the Shrine, potentially for the Megas. A big Poop Bomb does come out, but the Grave is going to be there. A save for Moon, and then a Flying Requiem will be there. And that's going to be the game. It's going to be DC taking this series 2-0 over NP.
All right. They made the Windrunner work. I don't feel like it was really so much the Windrunner and stuff though, but I really like their lane setup this game. They went for that like aggro tri-lane and just they really shut down Envy where he was just coming back for 40 minutes. He never was really at a point where you were looking at this jug and you're like, yeah, this guy is completely back. Than that, it was NP kind of just getting like Roshans and then DC couldn't fight, but overall it just felt like DC's draft and their game plan was just a bit stronger.
Yeah, both of the games DC looked pretty damn sharp here. Game number 2 feeling a bit more flexible. And MP trying their own hand at the Meepo thing was definitely a very intriguing thing. I would say that Owie did a pretty dang good job on the Meepo. I'm not a Meepo player myself, but you know, it is something to consider now in the future when you face up against matches against NP. But this does mean that Digital Chaos are going to scoot themselves into the semifinals where they are going to be going up in toe-to-toe against Complexity. And for